Welcome, friends. I think. I hope you are here. But the stream's been a funny fucker recently. Taking quite a while to kick in. Anyway, how are you? I hope you are fantastic and doing really well today. We are doing another live stream. Sensational. Welcome back to another live stream, my friends. DJ will bully. DJ's looking for a good confrontation. I nearly had a good confrontation today. Well, it wasn't good in any way, but I nearly had a confrontation today, you know? Fucking fuming. I was ready to fucking go full guns of the Navarone on some cunt, like. Fucking harassing a woman and a fucking baby. But perhaps we will touch on that again. How are you? How am I? I'm okay. MJ is wearing a Ketos. Rest in peace, Alain Delon, who wasn't the world's greatest human being, I've found out. He was certainly a man of his time, and beating up women and his children, frankly, was not above him, you know, or beneath him, as the case may be. So, well, it's hard to judge people on different times in history, isn't it, you know? So, not to worry. Welcome, Scott Bear. Welcome, MJ. Paroli, Germs. Welcome to you. Dropout. Nick S. Scott Bear. Always the right thing. Calling out the bullies. You go, dog. I mean, I was walking down a busy street in Newcastle and there was this guy, right? And he was clearly a fucking bum. Like a proper bum. You know, living out of fucking, you know, like dark alleys and shit like that. And I was like fucking walking down and I seen him. He was ahead of us. And there was this woman with a headscarf on, right? And she was pushing a baby buggy. And I was like, that's just pushing like a baby. And he was like, as he walked past her, he sort of turned to her and started like waving his hands at her and swearing at her. And I was like, well, now I hate you. I mean, I hated you before for being a fucking stinking up the joint and that, but now I really hate you. And then he like continued on and he was doing it to other people as well. So I don't think he was necessarily targeting her. And I don't know if he was targeting her because she was black. Like he turned around again and started telling her to fuck off and that. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So like I quickly caught up to her. And I was like, do you know him? And she was like, no, I've got no idea who he is. And I was like, fucking what? So I thought at first, because I seen she was black, I was like, well, he's obviously taking it upon himself to fucking deliver some fucking racist fucking vitriol. At the same time, she was a woman with a fucking baby. And I was like, I don't care if she was fucking purple with yellow spots, you can fuck right off. Anyway, the dude fucking disappeared behind a pillar but didn't emerge from the other side. And I was like, is he fucking waiting for her? So I was like, where are you going? And she was like, oh, I'm going to catch a bus. I was like, do you want us to like walk with you to the bus? She was like, if you wouldn't mind, please. She was like, you scared us. I was like, I don't fucking blame you. She had the baby. So I was like walking with her and he fucking emerged from this fucking pillar and like walked across the road. Now I was staring at him the whole time. You know what I mean? Why don't you shout and swear at me, son, is what I was thinking. Shout and swear at me while she gets on the bus, see what fucking happens to you. Anyway, I got high in my... Obviously, I was full of self-righteousness, do you know what I mean? Absolutely livid I was. If he'd come near us, I'd have stuck the nut on him, like... Fucking crippled or not. And that's me. Him fucking, obviously, either pissed or very down on his luck. Fucking crosses the road with her. She gets on the bus. I literally waited until the bus doors closed and drove away. And some fucking guard come up to us. Or I went up to him. I can't remember because at this point I was fucking full of piss and vinegar. Like I was actively looking for him now. And he was like, what's wrong? What's going on? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, something's clearly wrong. It must have been written all over my face. And I was like, this fucking wanker. Right? I was like, he's fucking walked past this woman. It half crossed my mind that he might have slapped her out with the back of the head or something. But you don't know for sure when your fucking heart's gone fucking 10 to the dozen and shit. So I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, oh, he was wearing a grey tracksuit and he was like, I sound fucking told him what happened and fucking he was like, chill, we'll find the fucker. She was like, it'll be on CCTV. I was like, mate, I'm ready to fucking kill him. I will leave it there. I didn't get the fucking thing, but I would have. Just disgusting, like. You know what I mean? People are shit as fuck. Just fuck off. So I was saying to Ramsey and Jonathan earlier, I was like, there's just no shame left in the world. Do you know what I mean? There's just no fucking shame. Nobody's got any shame anymore. You know? Some bums are alright. Now they're like a bum will just tell you to fuck off. Like you owe them something. It's like, nah, fuck you, you cunt. Like some bums are proper sound. Some bums are better than fucking people who have got their fucking lives together. Like, quite frankly, they're fucking nicer and better people. They've just got problems. And fucking some of them are. That bloke either should be in fucking jail or a fucking hospital. A mental or physical hospital. Honest to Christ. Fuming. Like proper righteous indignation, do you know what I mean? Do you know when everybody gets it, you know, when you're just like up on your high horse. And you're just like, who the fuck? I mean, it wasn't just her he was doing it to, but the fact that it was like, it was her and all the shit that's going on in the country at the minute. And because she was black with a headscarf, had a little black fucking baby with her as well. Did anybody else did anything? I'm sure there was some looks exchanged and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, just go away, you bastard. I'd have easily put hands on him. And he was nothing himself. He's a scrawny little fuck. You know what I mean? I'd have just thrown him out into traffic or some shit like that. Fuck off. But I'm glad I've got that out. I'm glad I've got that shit out of my system. Let's have a look. What's going on here? Bilbo Fragan says, buy the man a Dan coffee. He's been at 59% of the goal for what seems like years now. Let's get it to 100% today. Thank you, Bilbo. I've pinned Bilbo's comment. Not that comment, a different one. I will bully, says DJ. I was in a bullying mode. I'm going to bully that fucker up and down fucking Northumberland Street, the twat. Danger Duck, yes. MJ, Germs, calling out the bullies. Slapping women was trendy in those days. Yeah, Alan Delon, fuck that shit. Like, just... My dad wasn't up to much, especially not as a father. He was much more interested in work, but I'll say one thing, he never fucking put his hands on anyone. Not my mother. Me and my sister, when we were bad, usually me, you know, like when you're naughty and like you get a smacked arse, but it was never like, he didn't just come in and start like beating people up. You know what I mean? Alan Delon did, apparently. The fucking shithouse. Broke 8 of his wife's ribs once, apparently. Most of his kids didn't speak to him. The ones he acknowledged. But try not to judge. Germs is wearing Paprika Brazil. Saab replay. Welcome, Andy. You are the greatest. You are the greatest. DJ says, I'm still mad. This dumb reship. I quoting $115 plus normal shipment costs for perfume. I'm fucking raging because Canada Post still in possession of a fucking parcel after nearly, 3 weeks nearly? It hasn't moved? Like, what they're doing with it? You know what I mean? What is going on? What are they saying? What are they doing? They're like, oh, why don't you talk to the sender? I'm like, what do you want him to fucking do about it? Do you know what I mean? Do you want him to do your fucking job for you and to get a news? Do you fancy popping down to the fucking sorting office and fucking doing these people's jobs for them? No. I want you to do your job. You bad shites, yous. Why have you not fucking done your job, you shits? Excuse me. Nick says, Santa Teresa, Singapore. Hello, Michael John. Sounds like what I'd class as a general bellend. He was certainly a bellend of the general level. You know what I mean? Could have gone on to be a colonel. Colonel bellend. Wrong medication. Yeah. Most of these twats pack that shit in if you just stare at them. I kept staring at him like I just stared the fucker. Just stared at him, praying he would clap eyes on us. You know what I mean? I saw him approaching Greg's as well, and I was like, whoa, that's a fucking cultural fucking monument, that. You can't go to fucking Greg's and do that shit. It's like walking into a fucking mosque or a fucking church or some shit. You know what I mean? That's like a Geordie temple. You can't attack Greg's. Fucking, he walked off, to be fair. I always liked you now. I love you, Duck. Welcome, Scott. Risk Designs, Wagwan, everyone. Centre that is Mansera Windwood. Is it Windwood or Windwood? It's obviously Windwood, but every time I see the word wind or wind, I'm like, maybe there's some wordplay at play. Hello, Duchan. Hello, P.O. Benson. You're just what I need, Rich. Well, I'm glad I can be here for you, and you will be here for me. And I saw this man coming out of a perfume shop. He saved me. What I was prepared to fucking give that man was not a good saving. I'd just take care of yourself, mate. Youngers are crazy these days. He wasn't that young. He would have been at least the same age as fucking... He was at least the same age as me. Scrawny, tiny little fucking bastard. Wearing a grey tracksuit. I just thought, I'll fucking put you wise, son. Fucking headbutt and a knee in the fucking gut, you twat, you. Pink pepper spray. Ugh. Welcome, Pradeep. Don't forget, a lot of these fellas were veterans of PTS. I'd be surprised if he was a veteran, but at the same time, not surprised either. Like, I get what you're saying. I'd have definitely had words. I wouldn't have just walked up and fucking slapped him, although I would have slapped him if it came to that. I was raging, though. Get your tetanus shot before demolishing racist bombs. Got a dodgy immune system as well. Temps have dropped, yes. Trying out a vintage Dior. Oh, no, what a day, says Scott. I mean, we're getting the arse end of some fucking tropical storm that you've had in America. Like, Ernesto. It's fucking windy as fuck outside. Windy and raining. We haven't had a summer. Like, I'm pretty close to saying the summer's over. I mean, the summer's basically over a week on Sunday, isn't it? But, tell me what your scent of the day has been. Fragrance Journey, how are you? I hope you are well. I'm also raging after smelling the new water sausage, says Pradeep. Freshly sprayed. How you doing? Scent of the day is La Lique Pour Homme. La Lique Pour Homme. Ah, Equus? Is it Equus? La Lique Pour Homme Equus. There's a few different kinds, isn't there? Where am I? Andrej, how are you? It was a big unit, smelled like a pine tree. Today I didn't smell like a pine tree, I smelled like Orangeur Sirocco. Val is wearing a psychedelic Jovois. Is that the patchouli one? Eugene got a compliment on that. Next is Loyal Church of Midlands and the North. Greg's is. It's outrageous. Came from the northeast, actually. Came from the northeast. Hello, Fragrance Journey. How are you? Bro was a veteran of K-Cider, no doubt. Got to line out a date to catch a train to meet you in March. That will be fun. Yo, I meant the pleasant bombs you mentioned, Rich. Trouble, but I know how you felt fucking attacking a woman. Oh, God, it was so bad. Oh, it was just ugly. You know what I mean? Bagheads, tramps, idiots everywhere, mate. My boss says turn them all into chummy free tins for the dogs. Oxygen thieves. There's so much bag around. You can't get moved. In my day, when I like 20 years ago, when I was a kid, it was like cannabis. Cannabis was everywhere. You get it off everyone and their grandmother. And now it's fucking coke. It's packet. It's everywhere you go, mate. You cannot move for people fucking wired. It's mental. Fuck knows how they're going to deal with that shit. There's so much money involved in it. It'll never stop. It'll never stop. It's crazy shit. There's 3 La Lique Pour Hommes. A fake. I can never remember what a fake means. In London in March, anyone want to hang out and smell fragrances? Let me know. I could do that. Jura Rose could be up for that. DJ could be up for that. Just a normal La Lique Pour Homme with the lion's head. I forget which one that is. I had that one. It's good stuff. It smells a bit like Creed Bois de Portugal, supposedly. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It hasn't got quite the... It is essentially the same as Creed Bois de Portugal, but just not with that... Not with that Creed, ambergris, sandalwood, musk thing going on. It's very nice, though. I had a bottle of it. Scent of the morning, says Bob. You are wearing Celine Bois d'Ornemont. Blind Buy Sebastian's fragrance from Harrods, a review. No, but I'll say this. Sorry. I was in Harrods last week and I saw Juice Box and I was like, where the fuck have I seen them before? Where have I seen those Juice Box before? And it's Sebastian. Sebastian's been pumping out fucking Juice Box. He's been pumping out juice. Just a rose. Oh, I'm going to have to wear this. I haven't worn this enough. I've been loving Orangeur Sirocco, though. I wore that again today. It's fucking great, like. Really good stuff. I really like it. Definitely sample it first, though, because it's got... Fuck off. It's got that Ambrox dry down, which it shouldn't. It shouldn't have an Ambroxan dry down. It should have an ambergris dry down. Something much more high end, but it smells great, like. It really does. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I am still spraying the girl on Om. Not so easy to empty a bottle, but I'll burn it this week. Nick says, I actually find it more versatile than Bois de Portugal, freshly sprayed but seasonally, and in terms of dressing up or down. Top flying Hawaiian. Up for what? Meeting for some fragrance smelling. It's less rich than Bois de Portugal to me in a good way, says Nick. Some fragrances could do with a little thinning out, you know. But I do like Bois de Portugal. It's a fucking hell of a scent. Juice Box is shockingly shit. Sorry. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Juice Box is shockingly shit, says DJ. That charming man. This charming man is wearing Tray E. Please tell us your sense of the day, friend. I keep thinking, why have you got Jazz Original Vetiver? Jazz Prestige, I still haven't worn this. I think it's because it's right at the front. Oh, it's so good. It's so nice. It's so good. Like, I really like it, like. Ooh. Lalique Equus horse smells of a redwood tree, says Bobby. I guess the wave of new releases is over this year, says Prodi. I'm going Munich later this year or end of next year. Oh, not sure to do a day or 2 days. Depends what you want to do. It's meant to be quite good, Munich. They have I know they have a big watch show there. You know, I was wearing a really old watch today. A really old watch. I was like, I shall wear an old watch today. And I did, and it was fun. Hello, Abdulaziz. Sent to the CK1 Summer Days Kumquat Shower Gel Gym Scent. Like a clockwork kumquat. Weed's legal in Germany. Is it? I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. It's not that surprising, though. So, I have been on a little bit of a spree. I received this perfume today. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's fucking heavy as fuck. I will be unboxing that tomorrow for your delectation. It is a cheapie. I hope you will enjoy it. Woof. I've also bought another fragrance. In fact, I've bought 2 fragrances, which I will unbox. One of them should be here on Friday. The other is I pre-ordered the new Les Indémodables Oud. Fuckers, want you to get something engraved on it. They want you to get something engraved on it, which is not ideal. I'd prefer not to have something engraved on it, but not to worry. I just got Heart of Oud. I mean, that's what Code Oud says. Like, I mean, I'd rather not. I'd absolutely rather not have anything tattooed on my bottle, but not to worry. Please do not engrave, says Ali Boy. You can choose any word you want, Matt. You can choose any word you want. Yes, please do not engrave. I never thought of that, actually. I should have put an emoji, a duck emoji on. Oh, I never thought. Oh, God. Maybe I'll email them and say, any chance of putting like a duck on it? I thought about getting the word duck. I just never thought of the emoji duck. I'd like to see how they dealt with that. I did hear back from Valerie, though. I emailed her last, Tuesday or something, and I was like, oh, apparently you're releasing this oud. I was like, what's going on? And then someone in the Discord got 10% off with a discount code. And she told me, and by the time I went to use said discount code, they got rid of it. Clever. So So, oh, very clever. Knew you'd get the you'd. Yes, well, I mean, fuck. Hello, wearing jus de peau whilst lounging. It's a weird one, says Flavor Sauce. Hello, Flavor Sauce. It is a weird one, but it's quite a rewarding wear. It's quite a rewarding wear because it's an ambery gourmand, slightly wheaty. I don't want to. It's not floral in the least, but it's got this kind of. It's got this kind of. How would I put it? It's like a bready, but like wheat rather than bread, you know. But it's like something that's in bread, not in bread, but something that is within bread. So they added an option not to engrave. Live, laugh, love. Oh God! I've got a mate who calls people. Do you know that? Do you know how it's like really trendy for like certain women to have live, laugh, love? Like some women, there's like a type of woman who is live, laugh, love. I've got a mate who calls them live, laugh, Laurens, and for some reason it just tickles us every time because it's a really popular name for those type of girls who are like, oh, live, laugh, love. I love my family. I love my friends. I love my life. And he calls them the live, laugh, Laurens. And I don't know why, but it tickled me, and it like for ages. Even now, massive, stupid white girl bathrooms. Yes, exactly. It's got the I, and they're all called Lauren, but with like Lauren. You know what I mean? The live, laugh, Laurens. So they added an option not to engrave it. I'm gonna have to get that. No regrets is sent of the day. No regrets. No regrets. Yes. Have you seen that guy with the tattoo on his just under his throat where it says no regrets? No regrets. I will have it say I am Quack. Yes. We should all get the same thing tattooed on it and see what they say. You'd better choose big unit. It's not a big unit, it's just a 50 mil. I wish they'd do 100 mils. No further releases, others are just nice. When do you actually receive it? I'm still on the fence and doubt 500 will sell out anytime soon at €420. 15th of September is, I think, when they're getting sent out. So they've done a pre-release. They're doing everything they can to do the whole FOMO limited edition. Like, that whole thing is, like, happening, you know? So they're bigging it up. But, if it wasn't Les and Demodable, I would wait until I could smell someone else's. But it is Les and Demodable, and I'm willing to do that for them, even though the last two releases haven't been. Although I really like Orange Sirocco. Patchouli Noisette kind of was a bit upsetting, but I'm going to try and wear a bit more of that during this autumn and winter and see how it goes, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where'd you get that CCTV footage, please? Yeah, I don't think you can just ring up and ask for it. I mean, you probably can, but we can't pre-order in the States, says James. That's not very nice. Yes, bye till the world ends and bottles spill from all the holes in the mansion, says Proddy. Anyone like Kenzo Aqua, says Abdulaziz. I go for coffee, come back, and there's a candle. Nice. Next purchase will be a Diptyque 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain or L'O3. Is that a candle? Or are you talking about fragrance? I've had the 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain candle, but I didn't like it. I thought it was a bit shit, if I'm actually being honest. Probably the worst one I've had from them. Live Laugh Lawrence, when the Starbucks barista doesn't put her 10 pumps of almond syrup. Some of you need to learn how to live, laugh, and love, says Spaced Out. We certainly do. Hello. Welcome, DMS. Wearing il est un bois by L'artisan today. I'm buying some Vero perfume, says DJ. Yep. Welcome, Monia. Freshly Sprayed says Live, Laugh, Cook, Clean. DJ still fuming about the reshipment. No Rugrats, says Scott Bear. I love Joe Santiago's worst tattoos ever. Fucking hilarious. Did you get a code for it, or did you have to pay full price? I paid full price. I asked, I was like, is there a code, for like all, like those of us who have bought like 10 bottles of your fragrance, or, it was 10% off, wouldn't go amiss. Didn't get back to us. Basically, I sent the email and then didn't get back to us. And by didn't get back to us, I mean, I waited about half an hour. And then I thought, well, I've asked. And I thought, bollocks, I'll buy it anyway. So I did. I'll be buying Quarter de Oud next week if it's still available, says Paroli. Let's see how much they're taking piss, says DJ. Hi, Rich, your last live stream kind of disappeared. Couldn't watch first part. Can you summarise again your thoughts about Vinay Havan Oud edition, says Omar Farouk. We will see when it comes out. We will see when it comes out. It did kind of disappear because I deleted it. I deleted it because when I waved Ramsey's box of a punter in, I think I doxed myself because it had my address on the box. So I thought, fuck that. There are some extremely weird people about, and I am not going to put up with that shit, so I deleted it. I sent you the photo, Mitch. I will look at it in a minute, mate. Definitely Diptyque fragrances. The 34 of the L'Autre. Not prepared to take a candle on it. I'm on a candle addiction too. Diptyque. I've got the 100ml one. I think it's the Eau de Toilette. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious. It really is fantastic. It's a brilliant modern scent. Abdulaziz says, this ends with us. This ends with us. This is the new Live, Laugh, Love, I guess. I'm glad I departed Hollywood a long time ago, says Abdulaziz. Yeah, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? I couldn't live there. Too weird. A lot of people acting like something that they're not. Fuck that. No shame. No shame in the world anymore. Hope the Oudnit is not like the cinnamon in Sirocco. I don't get cinnamon from Orange or Sirocco. It just doesn't. If it's me, I don't know if it's anyone else. If it's doing anything, it's doing it almost silently because I don't get cinnamon. Maybe it's just helping the orange blossom behave in a different way, but I barely get any of the cinnamon. It's a silent partner, I'm afraid. Duchamp is wearing Histoire de Parfum 1828. Yeah, I was planning on coming back to sniff each of your perfumes one by one, says Monia. Would you spray nothing but Dior Eau Sauvage? No, Dior Sauvage EDT for a year for $1 million. No, maybe for £1 million, because that's more than $1 million. For £1 million, would I do it? Maybe. You don't have £1 million to do that. You imagine what the fragrance rotation would be. It would quickly turn to shit. At least the top of the stream is still on YouTube, says DMS. Who's top of the stream? Mine? The stream where I barfed everywhere, that wasn't. That's gone. That's what Johnny Depp signed to do. Christ, I bet he's fuming about that as well. I will go and dehydrate. Gotta go out on yours. See, how are you? Scent of the day is Thé Noir. I like Thé Noir, actually. I like Thé Noir. It's got a good tea note in it, as you would expect from a fragrance called black tea. I'll be back, friends. I wonder where Bilbo is. I'm back. I hope all is well. Oh, wow, 20 people left. Not to worry. How are you doing? What is going on? How are you doing? So, what will we talk about? What was I gonna talk about? Sent to Sweden, close to the ocean. Says, good evening. Has any of you tested Fragonard the Fragonard? I would like to know more about it. Have you tried Peter Centauri perfumes? Any thoughts, says Risk Design? The weather here is very nice. Centre the Sweden, close to the ocean, says Centre the Day, Encre Noir Sport at Burberry Parfume. What, have you layered them? I am great, says Duchamp. How you like the new Allegoria Forte? How do I like which one? Apparently Guerlain is putting the Les Absolus d'Orient in Aqua Allegoria bottles. And they look cheap and nasty. In fact, they've been doing that for a while. Somebody just messaged us again and they were like, oh, yeah, about this. And I was like, well, I had, but I totally forgot about it. So, thanks for telling us. Oh, more water. Pour on water. Oh. What a day. What a day. You can expect them to be heavily reformulated. I will expect them to be heavily reformulated. Thank you. Welcome, Alicia. How are you? I don't know. So I've got a couple of fragrances coming in. One of them will be this week. I believe you will all be pretty chuffed to meet it. And then we have the Oud incoming. Any cheapies you love, says Freshly Squeezed. Yes, one of them I will unbox tomorrow. Obviously, the Ancre Noirs I think are great. Everybody loves a bargain. You know what I mean? Fuck, everybody loves a bargain. Nothing wrong with a good cheapie, but the key word in that fucking in that phrase is good. And there are fucking scant good fucking cheapies these days. You know, like, some of them have been absolutely butchered. Like 10 years ago, you used to be able to pick up fucking bottles of Paco Rabanne Pour On for like 20 quid on discounters, and they would still be in great condition. The latest versions of Paco Rabanne Pour On are absolutely awful. Awful. Same goes for Azzaro Pour On. I'm not a massive fan of the latest Azzaro Pour On. I'll tell you what is good if you like a Middle Eastern fragrance. Oud Kadim. I will put it in the chat. Oud Kadim. I did an unboxing by Junaid Jamshed. If you want to have a look at that. Young, freshly sprayed. That is a great cheapie. Good heavens. Like, Roadster used to be a cheapie, man. Fuck. It's got like bottles of Roadster like 50 quid. Thank you, scent of Sweden, close to the ocean. Rich, do you ever burn any incense? Yes, I do. I was burning some incense the other day and had a great time doing it. I burned a couple of Santal fucking incenses, and then I burned a bit of the incense that Dropout and Christina sent me. I don't like to use that too much because it was a gift, although it is absolutely glorious. It was very, very nice. Ah, you front bum, that hurt. Good, Rich, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I paid $90 for Guerlain Louis. Yeah, I paid 70. I paid 70 quid. I mean, $90 Canadian for Guerlain Louis is cheap as chips. Dick Curry. Good lord. How are you? Any opinion on Rogue perfume? Absolute Mousse. Haven't smelled that one, but I wasn't massively impressed with the ones. I smelled like Derviche. I smelled Mousse Illumine. I smelled another one, which I can't remember. And I've got those samples, those decant sample things lurking somewhere. I wasn't massive on them. Like, I didn't think they were that great. Everyone was like, oh, he's using huge amounts of oak moss. He's not. He's not using huge amounts of oak moss. All his things fall within the regulations for oak moss. It's just nobody uses oak moss anymore. Nobody makes that style of fragrance anymore because it's fallen out of fashion. That's what I've come to think about stuff like oak moss and woody perfumes and green stuff. Green's making a comeback, to be fair. Green is making a comeback. Did you smell Fougère à l'Aube? No. I'm out of fashion too. Join the club, mate. Jesus Christ, I'm chronically out of fashion, me. My God. Yeah, I like Fougère Lobo. Smells dewy. Nice. Soon we'll have the weather for Laos, says Dushan. I've already got the weather, but it's in the other rotation. Less than 2 weeks now. Oh really? Oh, Moss is out of fashion. No one told me, says Alicia. Well, I know that it's out of fashion, but I wear it anyway. I need to check out Penhaligon. Seriously, Sartorial and Halfetti first. Sartorial's brilliant. I'm not a massive fan of Halfetti. Try Savoy Steam. That's really nice. Really nice, fragrance. Love a Jaipur Jup. I love a Boucheron Jaipur ADP, cheapy. About $25 to $30 at discounters here in the US, says Scott. It's nothing better than a bargain. Like, you get a good cheap fragrance and you're fucking laughing. Like, I got that Oud Kadim a couple of weeks ago, and it's not world class. It's not a groundbreaking fragrance, but it's a fuck's sake better. It's so much better than what's being put out by designer houses these days. It's so much better. Like, it hasn't got that massive, like, grippy, screaming, banshee-like fucking amber wood in it. It's got lovely sweet resins in it, and like a saffron top note. It's great. Got a lot of my old L'artisan and search for dirt cheap. Yes. Salt seems to be the theme of this summer, ain't it? Not for me personally. If other people are talking about salt, all you need to do is wear something with ambergris in. I wore amber Supreme the other day. Still fantastic, to be fair. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Justice Doe. You are wearing Green Valley. I've been wearing quite a bit of Green Valley recently. Yeah, I really like Green Valley, to be fair. Ocean Rain. I wish I'd worn more Ocean Rain. It's fucking great. I'm gonna wear some more. Maybe it's in the next day or two. Oh, it's just so good. I think someone was saying it smells like Diarella, but it's got like that aqua water. It doesn't. It's coherent. It shouldn't be, but it is. You know. And do you have any perfume book recommendations? Says Scott. The Ghost Perfumer. The Ghost Perfumer by Gabe Oppenheim, where he exposes Olivia Creed for the fucking charlatan that he is, the thieving so-and-so, allegedly. Yeah, Amber Supreme is awesome, especially in the dry down. Good day, ladies and gents. Scent of the day is Vintage Dior Eau Sauvage, again in honour of Monsieur Delon, says PK. I hate Ocean Rain, says Nick S. Diorella is so much better balanced, and the right fruit accord is perfect, says Nick. Yes, Criolla is man. I'll tell you what, I've got another perfume book which I will go and reveal to you in a second. I'm just going to go and get it. Hold on. We can read some passages from it. Excuse me. Oh God, I've bent it. As your mother says. Give us a second. Okay, so I have a book called The Handbook of Great Italian Perfumery. I don't know if that shows you it properly. There you go. By Marica Vecchiatini. I've bent it, truly. Sorry, book. You are bent. I will have to unbend you, I think, won't I? Let's see what it says, eh? I haven't read this properly yet. Accademia del Profumo. President Academy of Perfume, Ambra Martone. It's a good name for a president of perfume, Ambra Martone. Okay. So let's have a look. Contents, introduction. That's 6 pages long. Perfume in Italy. That's 31 pages long. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Let's go to the 80s, shall we? 62. Acqua di Parma. Oh my god. Yendi by Capucci. Nino Cerruti. A social and cultural background. Trends of the decade. Dihydromercenol. There's a wealth of information in this book. Greggy Boy's still got my book on the Ghost Perfumer. Maybe I should do a reading. Would you like that? We could read the Ghost Perfumer. I imagine Gabe would fucking strike us down. Let's pick a perfume at random. We can see what the book says about it when we find it. I'll have one that I've got so I can give my thoughts on it. What's this? Arrogance pour femme. Outrageous! Arrogance pour femme? It's by Schiaparelli. Oh, no, sorry. The brand is Arrogance as well. I thought, fucking hell. I had no idea. Enrico Caveri, Hashish Femme. Fuck no, I'm sending Ramsey a picture of that. He fucking loves that hashish. Oh, there we go. Let's see what the man has to say. Look at my fucking pink thumb. Friends, it's that time where I say if you would like to like the stream, please feel free. Oh, Lily has sent me a button picture. There we go. Oh, why has it turned it on its side? Shall I read the blurb from Hashish? Armani Eau pour homme. I haven't actually got that. Atelier Dinon. Gianfranco Ferre. Trussardi Uomo. I've had this before. Shall we read this one? Okay. Are you sitting comfortably, my friends? Duck, read us some of your diary. No, there is no statute of limitations in this country, so I shan't be doing that whatsoever. Give me a minute. Right. Are you sitting comfortably, my friends? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Welcome, Piper. How are you? Okay. Trussardi Uomo. From the book, The Handbook of Great Italian Perfumery. And I do like Italian perfumery. The brand is Trussardi. Gender, masculine. Year of launch, 1984. Status, relaunched in 2011. Analyzed version, original eau de toilette. Author, Givaudan. Classification, aromatic fougere. Bottle design was by Nicola Trussardi. Glassware company, Bormioli, Luigi. Fuck, it was going so well there, and then I fucking butchered it. Okay. Let's see what we say. Okay. Smelling the first men's fragrance by Trussardi is like opening a time capsule. Compared with other fragrances with a more classic, timeless design, Trussardi Uomo has exactly that olfactory structure and intensity typical of the 1980s that make it seem dated today. They need to launch a new version of the fragrance 30 years down the line was perfectly understandable, although vintage fragrance aficionados would remain fond of the original. The complex opening accord offers a prelude to the heavier bass notes, bitter citrus, aldehydes, and an aromatic bouquet featuring myrtle and a leathery note of sage. This fresh, clear, almost reassuring opening is typical of aromatic fougères, conjuring up an image of barbershops and country gentlemen. The beast within, the Mr. Hyde, will not emerge until later. To be precise, when the base accord of patchouli, leather, oak moss, and castoreum rises up into the heart on the wings of the sage myrtle accord, while a sharp note of incense cuts right through it all. From that moment on, Trussardi Uomo takes on a whole new personality, shifting towards a leathery chypre, dark, dense, animalic, and dangerously sexy. This is a men's fragrance with buckets of testosterone in circulation, self-confident, exuberant, for the man who knows just what he wants and doesn't think twice about throwing out an invitation to dinner. Oh, the rascal. The dry down lasts for hours, with perfectly composed woody, aromatic, and leathery accord, excellent projection, and perfectly satisfying duration. I found it harsh. I found it really harsh. You know? I sold my bottle, I think to Ramsey, in fact. Possibly. This was years ago, by the way. Oh, what's this? Is that Fendi? Oh, that's Fendi, not Fendi Uomo. There's Fendi Uomo. I've got this as well. So what do we think of that? Trussardi Uomo and Bellamy are my favourite leathers, says Nick. Ah, yes, Givaudan, my favourite perfumer. Yes, that's right. You got to do some hand gestures too, or is it just not Italian enough? Are there any pictures of Erica in the book, says Nick. I wouldn't have thought so. She'd been a bit fucking young when this was written, was she not? Behave yourself. I'm lately leaning towards Amber Nuit over Bois d'Argent, says Spaced Out. Why? In what way? Fendi is lovely, but a tad too pungent for me, says Nick. Okay, let's see what they've got to say about Fendi Uomo. I'm not going to do this all stream, otherwise I'll get fucking... That said, I've already had 3 copyright strikes, so... I mean, the worst they could do is take down the channel, to be fair. I'd just start again. The Fendi man turns up right on time for his date. Gentlemanly, impeccably dressed, with a white flower in his buttonhole. The word buttonhole always makes us laugh. It's all one word. It's just... Sorry. Brand Fendi, gender masculine, year of launch 1985, status discontinued. Analyzed version is the original eau de toilette. The author is Jean Greguet from Firmenich. Classification is spicy woody, and the bottle design was the Fendi sisters. That's a really old bottle. It's not the bottle I've got. Anyway, the Fendi man turns up right on time for his date, gentlemanly, impeccably dressed, with a white flower in his buttonhole. How did he get it up there? He gets out of an old Bugatti and stretches out his hand with a pleasant smile. You're a little disconcerted while you think, help, too old-fashioned. He reminds me of my uncle. With a somewhat forced smile, you get into the car, hoping the restaurant's lost your booking. With a mischievous half-smile, he takes hold of the wheel, and a shiver runs down your spine as you realize he's not heading for the restaurant. Your disconcertment increases while he smiles, presses down on the accelerator, and winks at you. Hold tight, baby. And it's then you discover that your date is none other than a Formula One world champion. And he's decided to impress you by taking you for a spin that will literally leave you breathless. A lot of fucking bollocks. You don't know it yet, but you will get out of his car with your hair unkempt and your heart in turmoil, only hoping for a kiss. Fendi Womo starts out as a thank God. Fendi Womo starts out as a classic men's fragrance with a fougere atmosphere. The citrus and lavender top notes and the floral spicy heart notes of carnation and cyclamen, cinnamon and aldehydes combine into a skillfully drawn, if not particularly original portrait. Just when it seems to be heading in a totally predictable direction, an extraordinary woody base emerges, with cedar, vetiver, and patchouli teaming up with a leathery note to compose a magnificent dry accord. With the maturity of a fine liqueur and the majesty of the Colosseum. Fucking all of it? Whose sculptural beauty brings value to the whole fragrance. Fendi Womo is... I'm getting so outraged by this, I'm getting a dry mouth. Fendi Womo is the very essence of 1980s Italian style. Exuberant and three-dimensional, it smells expensive from the top notes right through to the base. It's the male version of the Grand Soirée concept. It sings in a tenor voice for the whole of the first hour, making it inadvisable for busy places or convivial occasions. As soon as the bass begins to come through, it gets more intimate with the longevity of a further 2 splendid, indescribable, heavenly hours. That is where I put that shit down. What absolute twaddle. That was fucking unusual, friends, I can tell you. What is going on? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. That was weird. Hope you enjoyed my reading, friends. Fendi is lovely, but a tad too pungent for me. Wait, copyright strikes for what? Yeah, you can get copyright strikes for reading stuff. Of course you can. You get copyright. Well, I got copyright strikes. Oh, like when I first put the channel out, like in 2011 was when I fucking, because you didn't used to have a YouTube channel to watch videos on YouTube. I think you can still get round it with like browsers and stuff now, but you can't just like watch YouTube without a channel now. So I made one in 2011, but I'd been watching videos before that, obviously. And this is just the channel I've had for ages. I had put some music videos up. I got a strike for Bon Iver at Lollapalooza. I got a strike for Eva Cassidy singing Over the Rainbow. And I got a strike for C6 Steve singing the banjo song. Well worth it. 3 brilliant songs. Wouldn't care. There are fucking other versions of those exact same videos on YouTube right now. And yet I got copyright strikes for them. And they weren't copyright strike videos at the time. It came later. But that's why this channel will never be monetized. I didn't used to, for the longest time, I didn't realize why it wouldn't monetize my channel. I tried quite a few times, you know. And then I realized, I was like, fuck, I've got 3 copyright strikes on my channel. I was like, to be honest, at this point, I don't care. I think the problem with monetizing your channel is it's a form of control. And this way I don't have to worry about being demonetized, you know. Just keeps everything nice and clean, keeps it a hobbyist channel, which is exactly what I want it to be. I don't have to worry about making fucking money. If you want to donate, if you like it and you want to donate, that's fine. If you don't and you don't, that's fine. You know. Hello, Antonio Hobson. How are you? We're in Beach Hut, man. You should start a second reading. You should start a second channel just reading. Well, I've got a second channel, and that's gaming. I've been told I should read online before. Some people seem to like that sort of thing, like an ASMR type thing, reading out of, like, I could read stuff like Sherlock Holmes and stuff. You know, loads of books are out of copyright, so that wouldn't be a problem. Is there a piece about musk by Lorenzo Viaresi? Don't know, but I have smelled that. It's not really a musk fragrance, it's more of a rose fragrance, isn't it? It's really nice. Apparently Brad Pitt wore it, like, but apparently he wore fucking Chanel No. 5. What were they thinking with that, by the way? The Brad Pitt ads about 10 years ago where they were like, oh, Brad Pitt wears Chanel No. 5. I was like, well, who cares? Good for Brad fucking Pitt. Do I want to see Brad Pitt advertise it? Not really. That was when he was going through his breakup with Angelina Jolie as well, and he was being accused of fucking all sorts. And like a pothead and all of that sort of thing. Which, I mean, fuck, it's not the... I can imagine it being something that you've got to, like... I used to smoke weed all the time, and people who smoke weed are actually quite absent. Like, I was certainly absent. It's a good way of not having to be there, you know? It's quite a good escape. It's certainly a lot better than stuff like crack and all of that sort of thing. Meth. Did Sergio Tom water everything down into a new bottle of Amber Sultan? Weak. Changed it, certainly. Is Mitch reading a lewd fanfic? Harlequin romances sent of the day. After that, I now prefer Trusardi, says James. Abdulaziz says, does anyone know of the House of Ramon Bejar worth checking? I've never heard of it. That is one of the more peculiar reviews in the book, to be fair, says Nick. That's why we love you, Rich, says Duchamp. There are tons of book reading channels, though. How do they not get strikes? Well, it depends what they're reading. I want to try Beach Up Man and Woman Conspiracy Theorist Candle, says Nick. I hope at least Johnny Depp enjoys the money from Fort. I think it's going to get brought into the fucking... I can tell you... Sorry, I'm fucking miles away. Johnny Depp will just fucking... I think that'll fall apart, that fragrance. And I don't mean as a fragrance. I mean as an exercise in sales. I think people will just be like, nah, you fucked it. Fuck off. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. People are not going to be happy about it because it's going to be piss weak. So everybody says the same thing. Can't smell it. And that's a crime these days. You know? That is an absolute fucking crime. People are raging. He's done fuck all. I've been invited to this fucking launch, right? It's 2 weeks today, and it's at Dior, and it's for the Esprit de Parfum, and I am gonna say some shit. And there is a girl there, and I forget what she's called. I think she's called Lucy or some shit, and she's gonna get it. I'm going to take some vintage Dior's to show them. And I'm going to do it in front of other people as well. Fuck them. Blacklisters. Fuck, I don't care. They've got no... That's the thing, is that I don't care if the blacklisters now, because everything that they've got is shit. And everything they're releasing is shit. You know what I mean? They've got nothing to threaten us with. I'm not invested anymore. Their old stuff, brilliant. The Rudnitska stuff, brilliant. You know? Au Noir in 2004, 2004 as it's known, brilliant. Bois d'Argent Cologne, brilliant. The original Jorom, brilliant. The original Jorom Intense, brilliant. If you try and tell me that the fragrances they're releasing now, fuck your sales. I don't care about LVMH's bottom line. Dior's standards are so bad. They're so low now that I refuse to buy shit out of spite. I am going to give them heck. Because I'm offended. You know what I mean? I'm offended. Good evening, DL Qualia. How are you? I have Sergio Tone's Amber Sultan in the collection bottle, and it's strong, says Alicia. Choked on some Utes wearing an obscene amount of Sauvage. Hello, says Alicia. Hello. Adamy Tuscany worth checking out? Yes. Tuscany per Uomo? Yeah, it's a fantastic fragrance, to be fair. Apparently, the department store nearby just got a bunch of them. Try and get the old ones. I think the vintage one is still at Enchanté with the Nouge. So you'd probably be better doing that. Like, personally, I think you would spend the extra or whatever it is. Is anyone in love with Orange or Sirocco? I really, really like it. I'm wearing it today. I really, really, really like it. And I'm not trying to say it's the best perfume by a long shot. But if you asked us which ones I'm loving, that is really high on the list. Really high on the list at the minute. Don't do it. You're just dropping a bottle as your blood gets up. I'll throw bottles at them. I mean, I won't do that, to be fair, but I will say, look, this is what you used to make. This is what you make now. The gap is gaping. Like, you don't see Dior Homme bottles lurking around on the fucking counters anymore, man. It's all the Privé collection. It's like a fucking merry-go-round. It's like, do you know, it's not The Price is Right. Which one was it with Bruce Springsteen where you used to have to sit in front of a conveyor belt with all the different fucking things on, and you got to keep everything you remembered. It's like that. It's nasty. I went through my first green Irish tweed bottle in 3 months. It was 100ml whilst in the Navy on board the ship. I was well known for the guy that smells good. Then my wife bought me the 250ml flacon, says Freshly Sprayed. It is a fucking sensational perfume, like. Absolutely sensational. That ambergris will go really well with the sea air as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, the enemy will never smell you coming. I wonder if any like military vessels have ever like floated past a piece of ambergris and like just no one ever thought, you know, or they never recognized it. Saw some fucking amateurs talking about some fucking ambergris somewhere once, and they were like, ambergris, like, you've got to watch out because it's not vegan. And it's like, well, fuck you, frankly. Like, they were like, oh, like harvesting whale stuff, that's disgraceful. I was like, you're just an idiot, and there's nothing I can do for you. And frankly, I don't wish to engage with your bullshit. Sauvage 040 pepper in milk says, sent of the date. Not a single syllable of that made any sense to me. I'm sorry, mate. Most Arame are good, says Alicia. Yes, at least good. Beautiful geranium note too. Tuscany is decent. Devon's good also, says. You might as well get Desandra if you want like a fucking Devon. Like Ramsey said that, and as soon as he said it, it's sort of like focused, you know. Starting to see more and more AI reviews. Cringe. It's like, what the fuck's the point? You know? Wear it in fall? And no, I've not heard much good. Like, it's very meh. I haven't worn it in fall because it hasn't been out during fall. Would I wear it in fall? I don't know. To me, I've started wearing it in summer and it feels very summery. To me, it's got that orange blossom, warm and Broxton fresh. No, I think I'll keep it for summer, actually. Really, really nice. Sample it. Don't just buy it, you know. Don't just buy it, for God's sake. Sample it. Scott Burr says, thanks, you got me with a nice earthy patchouli base. I've got 900 in Devon, and I've also been looking out for Tuscany. Tuscany per Uomo is lovely. Really lovely. Dale Quellia says, Rich, your video on Hope single-handedly stopped me from making an impulse purchase. Good, I'm glad. Smell it yourself. I've got it here. I've got it right fucking here. And I smell this. And don't spray it all the time. It's promise. It's promised with an absolutely delicious olibanum incense note. If he just fucked off from that fucking promise thing, cypriol, rose, apple sort of dry shite, welded that incense to like a good fucking amber or something instead. You know, do something like that. Fuck away off with your stupid fucking crappy, like, pretendy Middle Eastern thing. Middle East doesn't smell like fucking amber woods, man. Fuck off. How is Chanel a gentleman's cologne? It's just Paul Monsieur, isn't it? Any cauliflower lovers in the chat, says Nick, who was wearing synthetic jungle. I must admit, I'm quite impressed and proud of Nick, who has turned into quite the white floral and green lover. Please talk about Angelina Jolie again. I'm still traumatized after Prodeep's video. Freshly sprayed, says Lapidus Pour Homme is my new favourite scent. It's pretty great. That's another bargain as well. Fuck. I think you can still get that cheap. That's a lot of fragrance for like 20 quid. Fuck. I might put a good hiding on some of that stuff this year as well. Got the Koros. I tried to wear Koros this summer and it just didn't happen. Like, I'm gonna try and wear it I might wear it tomorrow. You know, give it another chance in the summer. I grew up in Cyprus and it really does capture the Mediterranean rustic vibe. Vibe beautifully. On Middle Eastern houses, IFRA compliant, pass. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not afraid to say I don't know. If you wanted my suspicions, I'd say probably not. Probably not, but because it's always best to err on the side of caution. I wouldn't have thought so. It depends which Middle Eastern houses as well. There could be some really good quality, reputable ones, which really are, and there could be some bang average bathtub perfumers, as RXL likes to call them. And he's right. He's making a lot of good content. I imagine RXL will exceed my number of subscribers this year by the rate he's going. I'm enjoying his content a lot. He is, as we say around here, a good lad. Greens are great, says DJ. White florals are great, not tuberose, says DJ. I don't like fucking tuberose. It's really quite offensive sometimes. That said, there's always a what's it called? There's always a exception to the rule, and Nuita Bakelite by Naomi Goodser is fucking really, really, really good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Am I going to buy it and wear it? No. Do I appreciate how it smells? Yes. If somebody came to me and said, tell me a tuberose fragrance that you like and you think I should try, I would say Nuit de Bakelite. It's really good. All those Naomi Good says are good. I feel like getting in touch with them and saying, "Do you not fancy making another one? You know, like, do you want to add something to the line?" I bought the last bottle of Porter Sapo, says Pradeep. Have you tried Have you tried Muguet de Bois and Diorissimo, Nick? Two of the best, says Nick S. We'll sample those, thanks, says Nick. Roberto told me it sold out some time ago. I don't know. Sometimes I think about that rock, and I think, nah, I'm just like, fucking. If I wanted it, I could have got it. You know, I didn't, so I didn't. Who is your favorite alive perfumer? Probably Sheldrake. He's probably my favorite. Between him and Gerard Anthony, like. I bought a partial bottle of Gucci Envy for Men for €45. It should be on my shelf tomorrow, says Dushan. Cauliflower smells a bit like coconut suntan lotion. See it is. As it does, Nick, the Naomi Good said Discovery set was worth every penny. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I think I did a video on them, though. Don't want to deal with investment scalping bastards. No, you don't. It's scandalous. Fuck them. Fuck them. Ruin the fucking thing for everybody else so that they can, at least they get to make a couple extra, well, a couple extra quid. It's not even a couple. I wouldn't mind if it was a couple extra quid, but it's not. You know what I mean? Triple the fucking price, man. Fuck off. You know what I mean? I get it. I'm not against making money. I'm not communist. You know what I mean? Fuck. But Jesus. Not everything is about money. Not everything is. You can't have it like that. Although, if we're being honest, everything is about money. You know what I mean? I just don't like it. Like, I know what it is. I just don't like it. I don't want in my personal dealings with life for everything to be about money. It's not very fulfilling. The uplifting, I mean, don't get us wrong, I wouldn't knock back a fucking lottery win, do you know what I'm saying? The uplifting greens and synthetic jungle are too good. Been my work scent all of the last week. I'm glad you have found this perfume because, as I've said before, you've come a long way. You were like in the average, like the normal, average, everyday kind of like designer perfumes. Now you are branching out, and you have found your fucking your thing, your fucking, and it's good. It's good stuff. It's not like just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. I think it's fucking. I'm loving hearing that you've like developed and grown and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm going to dehydrate. Nick Walker, you're in charge. Talk about green perfumes. Be happy. Bring the enthusiasm. welcome, friends. I have returned from my gallivant to the bathroom. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Let's have a look. What we got? Ricardo Neves. I was not ignoring you. I read your comment and then forgot to fucking talk about it. Need another stream with Date Up? Yes, that'd be nice. I still watch Date Up. We did a stream yesterday instead of Saturday. I didn't know what fucking day it was. I was quite happy though because I could put his stream on. I don't like Sunday nights. They're weird. Sunday nights are weird, so it was nice to have like Date Up about. Naomi goes, oh, that's so fucking good. Jesus, my God. I'll lather that on tomorrow. Ricardo says, Miguel Matos's twisted tuberose pine, citrus, cypress and civet, incredible. Had the duck gone off in a girly huff, says Peter? Welcome, Peter, how are you? It's always nice to see Peter in the chat. Should have Peter on one day, but he won't come on. Melem, or however you spell it, is also good. Goat green. Silences is lovely. Get the vintage parfum de toilette with the separate cap. Oh, excuse me. There is an excellent green frag thread on base notes, which pretty much includes every single must try, says Nick S. Outrageous. But base notes is really good for that. Base notes is top stuff for that. Like word of mouth kind of thing, which is like the way I like it. I just need some energy. It needs some new. Needs an influx of newness. Best yawning frack. Do you know what it is? Sorry. I'm one of them people that even when you just say yawn, I'm just like, oh. Escalon Haiti. Escalon Hater. Peter says banned too many times from base notes. Have you? Have you been bad? Have you been outraging? Have you been outraging the community standards there, Peter? I've got 3 19mm minis of number 19 EDT from the 70s. Absolutely stunning. I've got some Cristal I want to wear. I've also got a bottle of Chanel's Cristal Vert, which I've never opened. Got it like a year or two ago. Thinking Audrey Jane wanted a bottle of it, and then she was like, nah, it's all right. No, I've got a fucking bottle of it there. Oh, excuse me. Was it Alliage that Ron said was similar to Devon? Pass. It was, I know he said Descendre by Eugene. Overt has an amazing opening, says Peter. I'm all about greens, but I find myself fighting redundancy all the time. Same with ambers, says Ricardo. Got to be careful with ambers. I know what you mean about ambers. The ambers can be. There's a prevalence of vanilla. That like a lot of perfume, because vanilla's so popular, it scores really well on market testing. Like what they'll do is they'll create an amber and then they'll just be like, right, just put 10 times as much vanilla in it. You know what I mean? Just amp up the vanilla massively. And it fucks it. And it just makes it smell bad. Oh, God. I wonder if Eugene would like to do an amber. I've never put it to him. Fuck it, I'll text him now. That's while I remember. I shall say, fur. I wonder what he's doing. Probably working. Or getting ready to go to work. What's your favourite Lawson? Natalie Lawson. Probably on Crate Noir. Have you found interesting fragrance has led to other hobbies? For me, it started interested in mycology, oddly enough. That's mushrooms, isn't it? That is odd. But I've always been someone who dabbles in like I don't want to say special interests because it sounds weird, but I've always had like stuff that I really liked and got into and stuff. I just sort of go where the fancy takes us, like, you know. Sebastian and Demi love vanilla. It's super delicious. Once you have one or two vanillas you love, you don't need any more, in my opinion, says Peter. Exactly. A tenner penny, man. Welcome, Nino Slav. Vanilla fatigue in full effect, says Germs. It's been battered, like, but the ladies love it. I say ladies, like, the girls love it, you know. Not all girls, obviously, but that's the predominant fucking, like, demographic for them. Like, 15 to 25. And did I just hear the ghosts? Autumn is coming. Yes, they're lurking outside. Fortunately, they're not lurking inside anymore, thank God. But they are. I can hear them raging outside. Let me in, they say. And I say, oh no, sir. Absolutely not. I must disagree. Where is my shaping knife for this fucking candle? I've obviously put it somewhere extremely foolish. Oh. What's this? Ooh, spicy. It's the problem, I've got loads of samples and I don't know what they are anymore because the label's fall off. There it is, right in front of my eyes. Let's do some stuff. My taste for fragrance has gotten me more into fashion, says DJ. I got into fragrance through horticulture and a love of scented plants, says Nick. How did everybody get into fragrance and where has fragrance taken them? That's quite a good question. I like it. Let's just... Oh, no, you fucking don't. I know your game. Oh, fuck off. Ow, 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 ow. There it is. Are you enjoying my surgery, friends? Welcome, Enrique. How are you? I'm thinking of buying Tobacco Rose, to be honest. I would like to buy Tobacco Rose. But find me fucking... I've got Papillon samples somewhere. I know for a fact if I buy another sample set, I'll end up fucking finding the other ones and I'll be fucking livid. Do you know what I mean? That is exactly what I will do. I'll be absolutely gutted. Just burning off this. This is just generally like a tool knife I use for scraping off errant wax. A bit of errant wax, mate. There we go. I'll just let that cook. Let him cook. Margiela frags or sleepers. Well, they're crap, if that's what you mean. Yes, mycology mushrooms. Some display interesting aroma characteristics. Hen of the woods smells exactly chicken, which is crazy. Whoa. Margiela released a vanilla cake fragrance and the mask girls are losing it. No doubt. No fucking doubt. If I would say to them, if you want the vanilla that does that vanilla thing the way you want it to, just buy Tejota. because that's what it does. That is just what it does. It's the best one. And there's no fucking about with other shit in it. And that's a Kirk John, actually. An interest in menswear and its history definitely complements my interest in fragrance. I'll tell you what I do. I mean, this mixes a couple of things. Obviously, you can't get away from like fashion brands and that without being into fragrance. I mean, like people who you would never think who would be into fashion, or that sort of thing, or the characters in fashion and stuff, end up learning loads about it just because of the fragrances and how they came about. I love the history of fashion brands. It's one of the reasons I think Jacob's great. He knows the history of the fashion brands. He knows where they came from, where they're going, where they are now, all of that sort of thing. That kind of context. I love stuff like that. I love the history of fashion. I am not someone who's going to go out and buy fucking haute couture or ready to wear or fucking anything. I didn't even know what those things meant. Right? Seriously, and I'm not that arsed. I'm not arsed, but I am interested in the history of famous pieces. So the Chanel little black dress, the Birkin, the Kelly, the fucking Chanel fucking outrageous, the new look by Christian Dior, that kind of thing. How and why and where that interests us, the history of it, the actual doing of it. Honestly, couldn't care less. It's not my thing at all. I've got a wardrobe like Homer Simpson. Literally just wear the same things every day. I've got every time I find an item of clothing I like, I buy 2 of them. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just sorted. You know? Loved bottles as a kid. That turned into very expensive bottles that smell good. Always loved the fragrance counter at the department stores. Yes, me too. I've always been into boxes as well, wooden box, not just a fucking cardboard box, but fucking containers, humidors. I find humidors really cool. I found people who do woodwork, because I can't do that shit. I am absolutely awful at shit like that, with making stuff with my hands. I'm shite at it. So I really admire people who are good at it, marquetry and all that kind of thing. So I like stuff like that, but am I going to buy stuff like that? Am I actually going to go out and spend it? Probably not. Honestly, probably not. Friends, it's that time again. If you would like to like the stream, I would appreciate it greatly. I would not hate you or hold it against you if you did. When it comes to fashion, fragrance, designer tragedies, you have to think none greater than YSL. What a downhill slope. I mean, fuck. YSL's fall's been outrageous. I mean, it's been outrageous. It's crazy what's fucking happened to that house, fragrance-wise. Mugler's right up there. But I think that's more from a frag head point of view. YSL, because it's YSL, its downfall has been so fucking remarkable. It's been so remarkable. It's been so, because as influential and as big as Mugler was, especially in the 90s, YSL, Yves Saint Laurent, YSL was just, it was it breached the fucking, you know what I mean? It had crossover. People who aren't into fucking anything like that know who YSL are, know who YSL is. They might not know his story, but they know there was a bloke called Yves Saint Laurent. They know that he fucking did loads of mad fashion shit, and he was really famous and big and good, and may have heard, but they've almost certainly heard of Koros, and they know that it stinks. You know what I mean? And whereas Mugler had a major effect. That thing with Madonna in the 90s. Every time you see a zip, that goes from left to right on a diagonal, that was Thierry Mugler. Every time you see a zip that goes across the body, that was Thierry Mugler. Didn't happen before him. Angel, everybody knows who Angel is. He's more famous for his perfumes, I would say, than his fashion a lot of the time. Looks up mainstream. Alexander McQueen had the greatest runways ever. Pure artist, spaced out. The documentary about him is worth a watch. Dude was a genius and a true artist. He fucking offed himself, didn't he? Balenciaga is dog shit for a house for people with no taste. Yes, people just wear it so they can say, I've got Balenciaga on and I've got too much money. It's literally nothing else than a way of just like showing off conspicuous wealth. I'm very well into preppy Ivy League trad style, but it doesn't always translate into the UK successfully. You can look out of place if not done right. So it's like Ralph Lauren and Tommy Hilfiger a bit. I really liked Tommy Hilfiger in the 90s. I loved fucking, like, the men's Tommy. Oh, fuck me dead. I absolutely loved that shit. Scott, you're confusing stylish with fashionable, says. I think that if you have a highly developed fashion aesthetic and know its cultural language and references, you can be extremely fashionable no matter what you wear. Your thoughts on Jude Bellingham as Louis Vuitton ambassador? Fucking fuck the pair of them. You can go back and look at YSL when it was great. It was truly great. Everything was of superior class and quality. Mugler fragrances are not absolutely rotten, Pradeep. YSL to me is opium and Koros anyway. Tim Woodcock says, worth watching Jacob's review of Chanel's mind-boggling watch, necklace, headphones, accessory. What's the name of the video? Oh my goodness, what a name this is. Let me work this out before I say it. Historias Interesantes. How much? What do you think about Lattafa fragrances and toilet water? Literally toilet water. Like, after somebody's used the toilet as well. I wouldn't put that shit on my skin. No chance. Not into clones, mate. Just none. I get why people wear them. I used to be extremely hostile towards clones. Clones are theft. All of that kind of thing. Which they are, really. But because the houses like YSL and fucking Dior and Chanel and Marl and all of them raised their prices so obscenely and fucked everything so bad and took the piss out of everybody and patronized them, right? Then fuck them. They've got. I will not defend them against clones anymore. They deserve everything they fucking get for their fucking avarice. That said, I would never wear a clone. Like a clone, like a Lattafa clone or a fucking... I'm sorry if, like, you're into them. I mean, that's totally fine. Like, that's totally your thing. And it's your money. You can spend it how you like. If you like them, fair play. It's just no... Big no from me. Big no from me. But I do get why they exist. I like Tommy Hilfiger's t-shirts. I used to love them big jumpers, like the red with the white and the blue. Ah, so good. We're on zippers at the moment, Pradeep, says Bobby. Balenciaga had a few nice pieces here and there. Honestly, they can release a nice design. They use the meme designs as marketing mostly. Anyway, I mainly follow Carol Christian Paul. Pradeep, do you like Pure Havana? Probably doesn't, to be fair. Welcome, Nick Johnson. How are you? I'd rather save free air than buying clones, says Ricardo. Yeah, I'd probably go without, to be honest. I mean, I'm never going to go without them. I mean, Jesus Christ. Dick Curry says, maybe not as much as YSL, but I remember Dad wearing Pierre Cardin, Paul Monsieur. Pierre Cardin was a really good designer as well, to be fair. I'm wearing his socks. I've got his socks. You can get his socks for next to nothing. Not class. Clone's not for me, but they have a place. I think they certainly have a place now. Definitely. I'd buy a Zara before I buy a Lattafa. Yes. I've compared a few clones. Original is pretty much always better. It is absolutely always better. Just by its mere existence, it's better. You know? Just by its mere existence, it is better. It's as simple as that. And for what it is, even with all its flaws. You know? Even though it might not be perfect. In fact, nothing's perfect, so, you know. Zara has some great ones, and they're Joe Malone's. Says Ricardo. Welcome, Brandon. Brandon says Balenciaga Pour Homme. I don't know what you're going to compare it to, but it's Balenciaga Pour Homme, isn't it? Or Antace. Well, it's sad, but... And I love Antace. I really do. And it's right up there with it, but it's Balenciaga Pour Homme for me. It's my favourite fragrance, like. It's took me years to be able to say that without, like, me chin going into my shoulder and, like, jerking around and... You know what I mean? But I'm at peace with it now. Zara's done some great ones. You are a Tommy boy through and through. Benetton also, colours by Benetton. Released some good fragrances, those. I just bought a lovely Ralph Lauren chambray jacket for summer. Wow, have you bought it now because it's the end of summer and you're getting it cheap? That's the best thing to do. Buy last season's clothes. Buy stuff out of season. It's the best thing to do. You'll save a fortune. You know what I mean? Like the person on the street, like, unless somebody walks past you and they're like, ugh, you're wearing last season's clothes. Don't go to Dubai with last season's fucking clothes on. Do you know what I mean? Liking clones or taking a shit on the toilet seat. The hole's right there, but the seat is close enough, so you're happy. Yeah, that's a good point, to be fair. Sad thing is Middle East, the perfume capitals are considered clone factories by Westerners now. The Tafa Camera, best me perfumes, fragrance on Fragrantica. I will be offended and fuming if I was from Dubai. Well, yes, they're getting a bad rep for it. They are getting a bad rep for it. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut down on it. If they ever catch wind of it, that'll be the end of it. You know what I mean? If they think it's making them look bad, it'll be stopped. You know? If we're talking about good old frags, Tuscany per Uomo. Yes, we've talked about Tuscany per Uomo earlier, but yeah, fantastic. I love it. I've got backups and everything. I love it. It's a fucking great fragrance. It's got a little bit of smoke moss going on. Yeah, definitely late to the stream. Centre of the day, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme is an absolute love of a fragrance. Welcome, Lane. I enjoyed your video earlier. I found an extra large Cookie Monster outfit on the curb. Had I gone paid full price? I'm also surprised by how good Modern on Taste still is. Big patchouli fragrance. Big patchouli fragrance for me. I only buy things I want and save them. Save to them. I won't buy anything even if it's bargain on sale because it won't fit my wardrobe. Zara Pour Homme, love it. The vintage one, I've got it. I've got an original release. I've got the original formula. Held in reserve because when I finish this 50ml, I'm not going to pull that out because it's behind about 3 other bottles and a duck. So I'll do that another time, but I love it. I've really been enjoying Nexon as well. Proddy wrongly says that it's not very good, but it is very good. What am I looking for? Give me it. It's over here. What's this? Monday, Tuesday. I need more water than that. My God. Oh, you shit. Excuse me whilst I hydrate, I apologise. I was really disappointed to hear the Duck abandon the Patchouli King of Kings. You want your gentleman sacrilegious, really, says PK. I've got another bottle for sale. I have absolutely been loving Lauder for Men. It is a very unique one in my collection, says Lane. It's a great fragrance, isn't it? You can get that for 70 quid, man. It's mint. I prefer Van Cleef and Arpels Pour Homme and Scadella Renta Pour Away to One Taste, isn't he? Evening Grant Camo. Scent of the day is Kitos Aftershave. More potent than most eau de toilettes these days, is it not? Richard, you still not able to handle the Leon, says DL Quelia. No, I've come to the realisation those aldehydes at the top are the same ones that offenders in Habit Rouge. I just don't like them in Habit Rouge either. The naff, the sting, scratch, burn. It's bad. Don't like it. Get away from me. The Bizarro Pour Homme, says PK. Popping by for a high, wearing some Akitos to honour the Playboy Alain Delon. Hope all are well. Welcome, Tripler. Thank you for coming. I have 3 different versions of Vintage Bizarro Pour Homme. They're all great, says Duchamp. Liking me in is the lining up for hours for a jack of potato. Totally agree. I feel about 2-3 quality pieces a year than a load of mediocre ones. True, rest in peace to Lon. Not a fan of him breaking his wife's ribs and his children not speaking to him. Always on the side of the kids in those fucking situations. I know what it's like to not want to fucking speak to a fucking parent. I'm currently saving for a kangaroo leather jacket. All right. It's DJ saving up for a kangaroo. You know what I mean? I read a sample just yesterday of Oud. Is that the tower one? It's fucking foul. Sorry, but it's foul. It's just the worst. It's awful. Smells like a tyre factory at full tilt. Oh, it's absolutely rotten. It literally smells like rubber. Daniel, welcome. How are you doing? Popping in for a minute to say hi. Hi. Scent of the day, Santal Noble. Oh. Oh, and I bought the Guitar Encens Flamboyant, as discussed. Interesting. Let me know when you have it and how you feel about it. It's pretty great. Pretty great. I've got a bottle, but it's in the autumn and winter rotation. I wore a lot of Amber Fetiche last year. I might wear some more Encens. I might try and go for incense this year. Wear a bit more incense. That could be the theme of the autumn and winter. At least the autumn, anyway. It tastes as a lacquered polish, which makes it stand out for me, says Pradeep. Some people love a tyre factory. Oh, shit. People are laughing in the chat and I'm not sure why. Tara told me he's cooking new stuff and has been calm since. Scott says Santal Noble just might be my favourite sandalwood until a vintage girl on Samsara, that is. I've got a bottle of that for sale. In fact, I've got 2 bottles of that for sale. The Eau de Parfum as well. Do you think Feeling Ideal Black Thin Tall bottle is still worth it? Yes, you can get those discounted. I do think that's worth it. You can get 100ml for like $170, $180. It's well worth it. It's well worth it. I'm thinking of doing a Serge Luton video again soon. Do something like something. I feel like I don't discuss Serge Luton enough, considering it's like the house I've got the most bottles from. You know. Bulgari Black equals a tyre factory, says Peter. Comme de Garçon Insons is good. I really like the way the new tyre shop smells, says Lane. Duck single-handedly drove the Amber Fatigue price through the roof. It's not the first, and I dare say it's not the last time I do something outrageous like that. I should really just shut up, but here we are. Anutamam is one of my favourite fragrances. Anutamam is one of my favourite names for a fragrance. You know, like Bavuvu. That is some name for a perfume, that. Good grief. Scott says, can I email you about the Samsara you're selling? Are you in the UK? If so, yes. If not, there's no point, really. Unless you've got somewhere to send it to in the UK. Still haven't tried the EDP, but it's redundant anyways. I've got 20ml of the original Parfum. Thick. Totally James regarding Amber Fatigue. What did I do? What you got for sale, Duck? Fucking all sorts, mate. I'll send you the link to me eBay. Hold on a minute, I'll put the link in the chat. One moment, please. I haven't got everything I've got for sale on the Ebs. Got a picture of Baymax as well. That's me new. Rich, I want your Gucci Pour On too. How much? You are not gonna get it. No. Because I don't know how much I've got left. And I wear it. Really good stuff, to be fair. That is my eBay, if you wish to eBay me. I will be removing that link. About 4 people have just left the chat, so I imagine there's quite a few. In California, womp. Oh, well, it was worth asking that. It is, it's worth. If you've got anyone in the UK that can send it or keep a hold of it until they see you, you can do that, but I can't ship abroad, and it's fucking disgusting. And it's really, really foul. MIP is much better the work of art than me, the black. Takes me on a journey. What is going on? Has everybody who wants to use that link used it? I will not be leaving it up much longer, because the weirdos will watch the stream back and be like, ooh, sending messages and shit. Just the weirdos, the subscribers and the sound people get messages anytime you like. What's the point of all these developments if we can't send some smelly juice to people? Well, I mean, fuck. That is life. That's where we're at, friends. Gucci should bring back Pour On 1, Pour On 2, Envy and Rush. The problem you've got there is that they were all discontinued for a reason. You know? Like, if they brought them back in small batches, probably a good idea. It is absolutely ridiculous that we can't send frags to the US or Europe. Can't send them outside the UK, mate. It's just not allowed. And on that note, if you would like to like the stream, it would be most appreciated. And I would like to thank you all for watching, for subscribing, for commenting, for keeping me company, for liking the stream. It has been a good stream. I feel good. And I love you all. And we'll see you all again soon. Thank you. And goodbye.